The ghee used in Silat, the ghee that is normally used nowadays, and you know that over a period of time we've had modifications for every single martial art. Their ghee has changed. I was talking about cotton and canvas, and then of course at some point of time even lycra happened to have been introduced in, and very interestingly, just for trivia's sake, Ross, I have to tell you this: the original denim or the original pant trouser that was introduced for kung fu and karate exponents was actually endorsed and designed by Chuck Norris. You remember Chuck Norris,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And Chuck Norris designed this pant which had a kind of an elastic that ran through the fork. So no matter how high you kicked, your pant would never tear.
Oh,
It was
elasticity.
quite fascinating. Today they don't do that. They just use lycra. There's
Yeah.
no need of that, right? So, tell me a little bit about the ghee that is used in Silat. What kind of fabric or material is the ghee made up of, and how difficult is it to maintain as a personal, part of your uniform? How do you maintain it, and what kind of fabric do they use?
The fabric varies, but the tougher the material, the better. Because now they are introducing without pockets. Why without pockets now? Because now there's a lot of pulling. So if there is pocket, you can tear them. If you tear them at every fight, you get torn pants. It's difficult. So
So
now they are
they're not so
introducing.
durable with pockets anymore. It's easier
Yeah,
to
so
keep
they,
that
they,
off.
they do off with the pockets.
Okay.
Uh, so if without pockets, the tendency to tear the pants is lesser.
And when we're talking about material being more, heavier or more richer in its thread content or thread count, it's obviously going to be more expensive as well.
Yeah, more heavy and expensive. That's why now during weigh-in, you can go bare.
But does that restrict movement if your material was more heavy? Does it restrict
Yeah,
movement, or,
yeah.
or does it aid
Like
movement?
for the athletes, they like to move freely. If you want to move freely, you have to be lightweight. But if your gi is heavy, it restrict your movement. But the danger of you having lightweight gi, you will tear.
It tears
So
faster.
in competition, you tear once, you can change. Give you 3 minutes to change. Then after that, you 5 minutes. After that, you can get disqualified. Up to 3 time change. You tear it 3 times, you get disqualified. So the material you use matters.
Has to be strong. So here we have Keiran Taruna Alfresh of Indonesia and Mohammad Naufal bin Abdullah of Singapore. Locked in battle. It's a very interesting matchup because these are young lads. We
Young
spoke
lads,
about them. They are in the male F junior category,
Yeah.
and they do have pace. I don't know much about reading each other's strategy, but here it's more about take what shot you can, take what opportunity you can, and move it.
For the blue corner.
So it's really boils down to that factor when you're talking about the youngsters. Keiran Taruna Alfresh and Mohammad Naufal bin Abdullah locked in battle here. It is, well, Mohammad Naufal who's got a smile on his face because he's just scored one. It started off with Keiran taking the lead initially, but that's turned around a little bit now because Mohammad Naufal has come back in. And it's interesting to see what they can come up with.
Outland.
There has been an appeal for And just in case you thought that reviews were only restricted to the more experienced or senior players in Silat, you are absolutely wrong. It's in all fairness, Silat is fair to all, including the youngest ones, and that's what we are seeing right now, where Keiran and Mohammad Naufal are locked in battle. There's a review, of course, that's happening. Keiran Taruna Alfresh started really strong to begin with, and then, of course, Mohammad Naufal has just scaled past him. 32 seconds still left in the first round. But this is a final, right? So it's there's just so much more that the coaches and the coaching team will be careful about when it comes to the points.
This is the only junior category.
And that's really a standout. So, but the juniors, of course, I think the good thing is to have them represented. You need that to keep them going. And quite impressed with their moves, but I guess a lot of the actual Silat principles, the actual Silat game plan, that all comes about as time goes on. And more and more you get experienced.
They get more mature,
Absolutely. That was a pretty hard drop, but
yeah.
And Keiran Taruna Alfresh gets the benefit of that call.
It's out of the ring. Did they minus the point?
They haven't. It doesn't look like it.
Very draw for the blue corner.
So it's 10 apiece now, as it stands. And that's the end of round one. A fairly close enough finish. The Southeast Asian Swimming Championships, but I've really been part of seeing their training in progress and the facilities they have. Their gym is absolutely fascinating.
Yeah. Lucky guys, these people.
Absolutely, they're true. The facilities, how important is that?
Very draw for the red corner.
So Mohammad Naufal, he's a happy camper for the time being because he knows that he's pulled in a few points. That's exactly what that was the aim. Holding on best as he could. He's excited. And that's the difference between younger competitors and more senior ones.
Yeah.
The more senior ones tend to be either very, very focused and straight-faced. But it's the young ones who'll celebrate every win.
They are gung-ho, yeah?
They're just so excited about that point.
Very draw for the red corner.
Well, he's beginning to stretch that lead now. I think just growing with confidence, Mohammad Naufal. He took a bit of time to get settled down. He's just been looking for these opportunities to drop more than, well, Keiran Taruna Alfresh knows that his key to points is to strike.
Yeah. See those less experienced fighters, they tend to go all out, Attack.
Absolutely.
See?
Attack and counter attack.
Attack. In the end, you fall. If you attack, you retreat, you keep your point.
True.
Yeah.
True. there's not much of a blocking element that they use. It's more about, you know, attack and counter attack. He's going to celebrate that point.
1-1 for the Silat of the blue corner.
It's a bit unfortunate to have a point deduction, and when you're young, that disappointment's just going to show. So that's just given Mohamed Naufal a huge advantage.
Deduction is for what?
There was a foul. I think.
Yeah, I was looking at the. Was it? You know, the.
It did seem like it was a strike to the face,
yeah,
but.
So the was it? You know, you must show the reason for the.
For the point deduction.
So we, as the spectators, we know what is that for, you know.
Absolutely, it's not just that the Wasit did not like the color blue.
Very strong for the Silat of the green corner.
That's a huge points difference. I do believe that this round, of course, will be over right here, but it's not going to be easy in the third round.
Very strong for the Silat from the blue corner.
There's an appeal from Team Singapore.
When the Silat, you know, the rules is when the Silat fall, you cannot carry and hit again.
You cannot pull him up and thump him down into the ground.
Yeah, it's a violation.
So the double strike or repetitive action whenever our opponent is down, that always counts as a foul.
Yeah.
It could be a double kick, it could be a double hit.
Yeah, then you attack twice, double attack, you know. You can only counter attack once.
And basically, if you look at it from a logical viewpoint, that's what separates a competitive sport from an actual aggressive attack.
Yeah.
In a competitive sport, you stick to the rules and you have one strike. But in an actual attack, which would bring about, anger or revenge or vengeance, you would have multiple strikes.
Yeah, you carry on.
There's a principle behind that. It's quite amazing, actually. So the points are locked at, not locked, the points actually currently at 35-21, but if there is a misdemeanor here for Keiran, it's not going to work out too well. I think there might be quite a huge deduction for him. He's already had his points deducted once.
Okay. But both the shoulder blade must be on the ground. So it is upheld, you know.
So that's upheld.
You see?
Warning 2 for Silat from the blue corner.
Huge disappointment.
Yeah.
So into round 3, Keiran Al Fresh of Indonesia facing off with Mohamed Naufal bin Abdullah of Singapore, who leads 35-8. Bit of a hard comeback for Keiran Al Fresh, but he's a good athlete. Having said that, Mohammad Naufal just trying to
on the ring corner.
make sure that he can wrap things up as soon as possible, not give his opponent a chance to come back. That's what he's been looking at. But shows great promise of being a very successful, Silat competitor in future years.
Yeah.
Mohammad Naufal. He's focused. He's got a few skills. Knows how to use them. It's just a matter of time before he starts getting used to actually reading the opponent's game.
Belly draw on the ring corner.
He certainly has been able to exploit any loopholes that he's found, Mohammad Naufal, and he's just shown great strength here with the fact that he came from behind to begin with in the first round. And then it's just been points upon points and a couple of drops. Well, this time.
Belly draw from the blue corner.
So a strike to the side, to the ear, would still not be as bad as a strike to the face. What if there was a contact on the ear, or to the side of the face?
Oh, the ear is the face, Or the top, you cannot hit on top. Below, you cannot hit. Your groin area is top, you cannot. Your neck above, cannot.
I heard the thump of that, although it was the protective gear, more importantly. Got an appeal here from Team Indonesia. He's got a smile on his face as well.
He was thinking, did they understand me,
It looks like, well, they themselves have had they've actually enjoyed this moment.
Yeah.
Although it's been tough for their athlete. So this, of course, will be followed by the next event, which is the senior match male A. And that's going to be Boy Wan Thong facing off with Mohammed Shaiman bin Yohannes. So this will be this match will be followed by our last match for this session, which will be the senior match male A, and the senior match male B. Just as we have been informed by a good friend, will be moved to after dinner. So that's an interesting bit. So senior match male B between Anik Asri and Mohammad Keiran will be the first match as we resume action after dinner. But the junior match that we're currently on, we've still got a good 10 seconds left, and that'll be followed by the final match for the day session, which is the senior match male A, and that too is a final. So they're all finals from here onwards, starting with the junior one as well.
Yeah.
We still have a couple of finals which will be, the battles will be fought tomorrow when we get into action in this arena. Back again. Just to remind you, we're coming at you live from the OCBC Arena and Sports Hub Singapore. This is the 8th Southeast Asian Pencak Silat Championships. Through our entire conversation and through our words, of course, you would have figured that, although we keep kind of repeating it, is that although Southeast Asia is really you know, the hub for Pencak Silat, it started to grow worldwide, and it's only a matter of time before, you know, some of the biggest universal competitions start including this.
Correct.
And Keiran Alfresh gets the benefit of that, which is a saving grace. It's not going to buy him any accolades, but just a little bit of pride.
Yeah.
So 23 points is what he has. Mohammad Naufal bin Abdullah has just built that all along. He's at 44. And that's pretty much it. Bang a gong, I would say, yo.
Yeah.
That's exactly what happens.
This match is won by Silat from the red corner.
Well, big win here for Mohammad Naufal bin Abdullah as he wins the final 46-25 from Keiran Alfresh.